What's up YouTube? I'm Nerdtron64 and today I want to do a video of my top 5 favorite NES games. And these aren't necessarily the best NES games or hailed to be the best or anything like that, but they're just my 5 favorites. So coming in at number 5, getting right into it, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project. And this is a Konami game, came out in 1992, and is an arcade-style, side-scrolling beat-em-up. And I think the reason why I like this one more than the second one even is one of the first bosses you encounter is this guy here, Ground Chuck. This is probably my favorite Ninja Turtle action figure. I was always throwing him out there, battling against the Turtles growing up when I was messing with those guys. But this is a great game. Definitely recommend that. Number 5. Number 4, Tiny Toon Adventures. Another Konami game, came out in 1991. And this is one that I don't hear too many people talk about. But it's an action platformer. You basically start off as Buster Bunny and you can choose between 3 other characters to kind of like switch out. And there's Plucky Duck, Dizzy Devil, and Furball. And each of them has their own ability. Plucky can fly and swim better than the others. Dizzy throws out this like little mini tornado. And Furball can run up walls. And towards the end of it definitely gets pretty tricky, but this is a great game, one that I don't hear too many people talk about. I remember playing this a lot as a kid. Number 3, The Legend of Zelda. One that probably everybody has heard about, and it was one again that I had growing up, but never really understood how to play it or what I was supposed to be doing or anything like that. And then as an adult, going back and playing it and finally beating it, it was a lot of fun. One of my favorites for sure. Number 3, Legend of Zelda. And at number 2, a game, I was up in the air between this and another one, but Final Fantasy. One of the first RPGs that I ever played on the NES, and spent a ton of time on this game, put a lot of hours into grinding up my characters and leveling them up, and it's a great game. So now, I wanted to do a little bit honorable mention, and these are a few games that didn't quite make the cut, but in my list of some of my favorite games. First one, RBI Baseball. Out of all the sports games on the NES, this is definitely the one I played the most. My sister and I used to play this all the time, this and ice hockey. We play this one a little bit more, I think, but it's a ton of fun. I love this game, RBI Baseball. Next one I wanted to mention, Home Alone. Another one that I don't hear too much about. Had it as a kid, and basically you have to run around for 20 minutes evading the bad guys. You're dropping traps and hiding behind dressers and things like that. And if you make it all the way to the 20-minute mark, then the police show up and arrest them. It's a lot of fun. It's a great game if you haven't picked it up. Pretty cheap. Last one I wanted to mention is Dragon Warrior. Almost made it to number 2. I was debating between this and Final Fantasy, but this is actually the first RPG that I ever played, role-playing game for the NES. And I remember when I not first played it, but when I really got into it, my wife and I, we were at our first apartment that we had, and I just was staying up late, waking up early, grinding up my character, and it was a lot of fun. I love this game, Dragon Warrior. I have the second and third one over on the shelf. Never had the time to play it yet, but this is definitely one of my favorites for sure. And that leads to number 1, another Konami game, and one that I've had since it came out, and that is Bucky O'Hare. Action platformer. You start off as Bucky O'Hare, and you have to go and rescue all of your crew from these different planets. You get the option of 4 different planets. You can choose which one you want to go to first, and after you beat the boss at each one, you get a member of your crew back. Then you have to go and rescue them again, and they're like rogue form or whatever. But this is a great game. It's one that I play all the time, beat it multiple times. Love this game. The only thing that I would complain about with this game is that my man here, Bruiser, is not in the game. And I was always frustrated with that growing up. I thought maybe after I beat these 4 planets and one of the next stages or further on or something like that, I'd have to get him back and unlock him as a character, but he never showed up. So that was one thing that I was kind of disappointed about. But overall, great game. Definitely my favorite NES game of all time. And it's a little pricier now. I don't know if it's worth the price tag that it has on it, but it is a lot of fun. Definitely recommend that if you have the chance to play that. But thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked it, and comment your favorite NES game in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the next video.